Hello friends, welcome to Vishnu IAS Academy YouTube channel. So yesterday we discussed some questions from UPSC 2020 preliminary CSAT paper 2 detailed explanation. The first part is completed. The remaining questions, so we'll discuss very clearly in this part 2. So we'll see how to solve these remaining maths and reasoning part questions in very less time. We'll discuss very shortcuts and easy methods also to answer these type of questions. These questions we are taken, all these questions are only we are taken from UPSC 2020 CSAT paper 2. We'll take the first question is here. Now if you observe, the three statements is given, it's related to data sufficiency. We solved some questions in the last day also related to data sufficiency. In 2020 from data sufficiency we got nearly 4 to 5 questions. Now see here, the first point is the statement 1, C is younger than D. Just observe this data, just you can make that point here. C is younger. Here just they are talking about C is younger than D. You can make any one symbol, maybe greater than or maybe less than, any one. So commonly I am taking C is younger than means D is greater than C here. Now but older than A and B. Here who is older? We are talking about C. C is younger than D but older than A and B. That means C is older than A and B both. You will get both the side. This is the statement 1. But what is the particular question in this? Here if you observe the question, who among A, B, C, D is the youngest? You have to find out youngest person. But whenever you are solving data sufficiency questions, individually statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, individually you have to check. But statement alone is not sufficient, because if you observe this arrangement, so A can be youngest or B can be youngest, so we cannot decide only from statement 1. If you take statement 2, D is the oldest. Here just they are telling D is the oldest, only from the single point we cannot decide anything, so that is obviously not sufficient. Statement 3 also, just we have A is older than B. This is also obviously not sufficient individually. But if you focus any two combination, if you take S1 and S2, here D is the oldest. Out of all these 4 members, D is the oldest according to data 1. Already this is the oldest place, but from statement 1 and statement 2 we cannot decide who is the youngest one. So if you observe the options, statement 1 alone is sufficient, it is not sufficient, we already seen that. Similarly statement 1 and 2 together also not sufficient to find out who is the youngest one. And statement 2 and 3 also not sufficient, because of this only less points are there, we don't have any fixed. Again these two, this is also not sufficient. Finally we are left, right, if you observe statement 1, so we are getting this data. According to statement 3, actually here statement 1 and statement 3 should be there. Clear? Because if you observe statement 1, we are getting this. According to statement 3, A is older than B. Here who is older? Whenever we are comparing A and B, A is older. According to this, already we know that D is older than C and C is older than A and B. Between A and B, A is older than B according to data 3 or statement 3. Now we can decide directly who is the youngest, that is B, but we are deciding this value from statement 1 and statement 3. So in all these options, so this should be option D should be statement 1 and statement 3 should be there. So statement 1 and statement 3 are sufficient to answer this particular question. So like this we can answer very easily data sufficiency questions. Let's take another question here. Now how many integers are there between 1 and 100? This is you have to observe, between 1 and 100, which has the 4 as a digit but are not divisible by 4. See, between 1 and 100, so every number should have one digit of 4. So we'll observe here between 1 to 100, so which is having the 4 digits, we will take all the things. But the question is what? As a digit but not divisible by 4. Whatever numbers we are taking, that number should not divisible by 4. How many numbers are there? That is you have to find out. How many integers are there? That is between 100. Just if you observe all the numbers, which numbers having digit 4? Now 4, we cannot note down in the exam also, but generally 14, 24, that should have one digit is a 4, 34. Like this, if you observe 41, 42, like this, if you take all the numbers 42, 43 up to 49, every digit is having a 4. Every number is having one digit is a 4. Similarly, we have to take up to 100. In this, up to 100, if you take next 54 and 64, 74, 84 and 94, up to 100 only we have to consider. After taking all these things, which is divisible and which is not divisible, here we are getting which is not divisible by 4. So in all these numbers, which is not divisible by 4, obviously which is divisible, just if you observe, is divisible. Clear? It is divisible. Like this, if you observe, what are the divisible by 4 if you eliminate here? So if you observe 43, 44, 45, 46, 47 and 48, 49, and all these numbers which is divisible by 4, just eliminate that. Which is not divisible, automatically you will get here. So remaining, if you observe, clear? So here it is divisible and here it is divisible, sorry, clear? Here it is divisible and 48 is divisible. Next 64 is divisible, 84 is divisible. If you observe all the divisibles of 4, the remaining how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we are getting 12 are not divisible. Simply just you have to observe which are divisible, which are not divisible. Clear? Next question. Let x, y be the values and m, n be the masses of two metallic cubes P and Q. See, these two metallic cubes are there, P and Q. These two metallic cubes having different values x and y and masses m and n. In this situation, each side of Q is 2 times that of P. Each side of Q is 2 times that of P. If you observe, P is 1 time, so Q is 2 times. If you observe ratios of this, now 2 times, and the mass of each side of a Q is 2 times that of P, and the mass of a Q is 2 times of P. Again, mass also 2 times of P. Clear? If you take mass also, P and Q, you will get 1:2 ratio here. But if you focus on volumes, let U is equal to m by x and V is equal to n by y. Which of 3 following is correct? Which of these is correct here? Which of the following is correct here? We have to find out which of the following is correct. Now in this situation, in this ratio, what we can do, x and y the volumes here, if you observe, here if you take x of the P value and y is this ratio is 2 times here. If you take x, it's a 2 times of x. We will take the values, means we will take a cube. So cube values of x is 1x, and here you will get 8x cube. Like this you will get. Now 8 times of x you will get. Generally, if you take a cube of this one. Now if you take the mass value directly as it is, we will take 1:2 only. In this case, 1:x we are getting. So this volume of P is x times. It is 8x times. Clear? So 2 cube is 8x times you will get here. Now if you take these values, U is equal to m by x, and so V is equal to n by y. In this situation, if you take these values, so volume ratio is, we are getting 1:8 now. Here if you get x, in the place of x, if you are substituting these two values, so U becomes m by x only, x time, and here so V becomes y is n by 8x times. Clear? If you take m by x and V is equal to n by 8x times according to the volume ratio. Similarly, if you observe mass ratios of P and Q metallic cubes, we are getting only 1:2. So the numerator, if you change here m times only, here n is equal to, we can take 2 m times. Just if you simplify here, from this you will get U is equal to m by x and from here we are getting V is equal to, see 2 times we can cancel here, 2 times we can cancel, that means 2 4 ja 8 and 1 by mx. So if you observe here particularly u is equal to m by x, you can make m by x is equal to what? M by x is equal to, here we are getting u, here 4v. So finally m by x is equal to, we are getting one time is u and another one is 4v. Clear? So 4v. Just if you observe, option 1 is e is equal to 4v. So this is the correct according to the given data. Clear? Now if you observe the average age of the teacher and 3 students. Clear? So we are talking about 1 teacher and 3 students. So we can take the average concept here. Average of a teacher and 3 students means generally we can take, so 1 teacher we can take as a T and 3 students average is, so we are getting 20, that means divided by 4, total 4 members. And if all the 3 students are of a same age, all the 3 students are of same age and the difference between the age of teacher and each student, they are talking about each student, not one particular student, each student is 20 years. So difference means if you observe teacher to student age difference is 20 years. So T minus S is equal to 20. Then what is the age of the teacher? We have to find out teacher age. Just if you simplify these 2 equations, you will get the answer. Just simply here you can take from this T is equal to 3S is equal to 80. And similarly from this equation directly you can take teacher minus student is equal to 20. Just if you simplify this, multiply with the 3 second equation, you will get, so these 2 will be cancelled. Clear? So 4t is equal to, so what we are getting, 60, 80, 140, 140. So t is equal to directly is 140 divided by 4. So you will get, if you observe, 35 here. Just simplify this, you will get directly 35 here. So these kind of questions, basic average type of questions, regularly we are getting in a math. So basic math questions, very simple concept. Now let's see another question here. A person brought a car and sold it for 3 lakh if he incurred a loss of 20%. Clear? Here a person brought a car and sold it for, selling price we are getting 3 lakh. The selling price you can take. Next, if he incurred a loss of 20%, if he is incurred the loss of 20%, in the sense we can take, so cost price of, we can solve the same question in a multiple ways, but if you take a cost price of, so 4 by 5 times, clear, is equal to, that means 4 by 5 times means it's equal to 80%, that is the cost price of 4 by 5% is equal to 3 lakhs. This is selling price. Now if you simplify this, that is 3 lakhs into this side, if you take 5 by 4, just if you simplify here, you will get 3,75,000. Just simplify this one, so nearly 1 point something you will get if you multiply with this, or otherwise you can simplify this one, you will get this value. So directly these kind of cost price, all these type of questions we are getting regularly, selling price and cost price questions. Now one more question, just observe here. This is also similar to the statement conclusion, very basic type of questions in the reasoning or logical reasoning. Now 2 statements are given followed by 2 conclusions. The first one is all numbers are divisible by 2. All numbers are divisible by 2. All numbers are divisible by 3. These are the 2 statements we have, and the conclusions from these 2 statements we have to conclude given conclusions, right or wrong. The first one is all numbers divisible by 6. See, whichever number we are taking divisible by 6, that are divisible by 2 and 3 definitely. See, if you take 6 or any multiple of 6 you take here, so all that numbers are divisible by 2 and 3. Definitely according to the given statement, without any problem, the conclusion 1 satisfies. So you can take the conclusion 1 as right. And if you observe, all numbers are divisible by 4. So all numbers are not divisible by 4. Clear? Even if you take this one, 6 is not divisible by 4. So some numbers are not divisible by 4. We cannot decide all numbers. So definitely, so only conclusion 1 follows in this particular situation. So basic type of question only. Now let's observe here. So very basic type of coding decoding. So it's a reasoning part, very simple. So coding decoding, most of the questions in CSAT paper 2 we are getting based on alphabetical numbers or reverse space. These type of questions only we are getting. Just if you remember, directly in the question itself he is mentioning all the letters from A to Z are numbered from 1 to 26. These are the alphabet numbers. Directly they are giving the clue here. Now no need to worry. So just they given GHI is coded as 1578. How it is coding the 1578, that is you have to observe. So they given one more point also, that is DEF. How we are coding these two things like this, 912. If you observe all these two things, generally what can be the logic here? If you observe particularly, G number according to this or alphabetical sequence is 7, H is 8, I is 9. We are getting very bigger numbers this side. So definitely we are doing some kind of multiplications. That is only possible here. But how we are multiplying? If you observe D also, D is a 4, E is a 5 and F is 6. If you take all these numbers, just simply if you observe, nearly 789 is a double. Exactly, if you observe or if you multiply, we can take trial and error method also, but we cannot take 3 times is not there. Clear? So definitely if you multiply with the 2, we are getting 1578. Similarly here also 456 is 912. Same way for the ABC we have to take. So ABC means directly we can take 1, 2, 3 into 2 times. So what is the correct answer? Just apply here directly. So end must be, digit should be the 6. So directly you can take 246. No need to multiply, even if you are not good in multiplication, all these things, even if you are not maths background, very easily we can answer using digit place logics also. These kind of logics regularly we will discuss in the coming days in a Vishnu IAS Academy YouTube channel. But if you follow regularly, definitely in CSAT paper 2 reasoning and maths part without any problem, with 100% accuracy, you can score very good marks. That 33% scoring marks is very simple if you follow my classes regularly in Vishnu IAS Academy. Just see one more question here. This is also similar to coding decoding, but this concept is considered as an analogy. Clear? That means you have to observe similarities in this and this. So what they given and what similarity we have, if you observe, no need to note down, just you have to observe. If you remember alphabets 1 to 26 letters and numbers, you can answer this question. Just if you observe place to place, the first position to first position, what is the difference here? A is a 1, B is a 2. It's a plus 1. Similarly, if you observe same logic, M plus 1, parallelly we can eliminate the options also. We cannot take more time. So M plus 1, 13 plus 1, 14. So starting should be N. In all the options, N is there. We cannot do that thing. So directly we cannot eliminate. Now C is actually 3, E is a 5. So 3 to 5, the logic is a plus 2 directly. C3 according to alphabetical sequence, 3 plus 2 is 5. Second place must be here, N is a 14, 14 plus 2 is a 16 definitely. The 16 means definitely P, so B option eliminated. Like that we can verify one by one. The next, if you observe this place, P is actually 16, the 16 becoming 19, so plus 3. Obviously, once you see these 2 points, it is increasing order, plus 1, plus 2 and plus 3. So next must be plus 4 directly. So here plus 3, here plus 3. You have to apply, last plus 4 you have to take. So G is 7, 7 plus 3 is 10, 10 means J. In which option third place we have J, that is only correct, remaining eliminated. Now in the last place we have I plus 4, I is 9, 9 plus 4 is 13, the last place should be M. Directly according to logic, direct answer we are getting option D. Now, all these logics also, how to remember alphabets, how to answer these type of coding decoding questions regularly. We will discuss all the logics also in the coming classes. Now, next, this is very basic number related question in the mathematics or basic maths. What is the largest number? among the following. What is the largest number among the following? Whenever you find, see, these kind of values in the negative, so directly we can make it 2 power 6 and 4 to the power 3 and 3 power 4, and similarly last one becomes 6 power 2. For all these values, if you observe the exact values are what? If you observe 2 power 6 is what, and 4 power 3 is what, 3 power 4 is what, and 6 square is what. If you observe all these numbers, definitely what they are asking, the largest number. So directly what is the largest number here? So 4 times if you multiply, we are getting 81. Here we are getting 36. Like this we have to find out everything. But what is the important thing here? We cannot make as it is a question. We cannot solve as it is. Just convert into in this manner. You will get the answer very quickly. That we will discuss when we will take number system concept. Now, see, they given one particular table. So data interpretation concept. Just very simple. In this particular table, according to this table, what we have to do here? For which period was the natural growth rate is maximum? In which period natural growth rate was a maximum? Whenever they given these kind of questions, very simple, so no need to solve anything. They given some periods, it's not important. Only important thing is birth rate and death rate. Just observe the difference of these two. Observe the difference of birth rate and death rate. What we required? So growth rate we have to find out in which period we have maximum growth. Just if you observe the differences of all these things, wherever we are getting the more difference, that is the definitely right answer. If you observe the differences of all these things, what we are getting approximately, so whatever we are getting here, nearly we are getting 10. All these things if you find directly, so you can go with this. Just simplify all the values. Here we are getting difference is the maximum. So direct we can go with 1961 to 1971 is the correct answer. Only logic here is whenever they given death rate and birth rate, if you want to find out the maximum or minimum. For maximum growth rate, wherever we have maximum gap, that is a maximum difference, that is the right answer. Now, we'll take one more question here. Now, a shop owner offers the following discount options on a article to a customer. See, shop owner is giving different kind of offers to the customer. What offers are there? What discounts they are giving here? Now we'll see first one. 3 different offers are there. Very particularly we have to observe all these 3. In the first one, successive discounts means generally we will multiply all these things 10, 20 and then pay a service tax of 10%. In all these cases, successive discounts means 10%, 20%. If you do this way or first 20%, then 10%, you will get resultant value same. We don't have any change. Even successive discount of 10 and 0 or whatever, this is also same results they will give for the customer. We have to think customer point of view. Pay a service tax of 10% first, then successive discount. See, in all the 3 points, so that shopkeeper is giving same thing. So we don't have any special thing. If you observe all the option, which of the following is correct? Now only one is the best for the customer. We cannot conclude like that. So if you observe option D directly, all options are equally good for the customer. So like that we can take very simple concept. No need to do anything. It's a common sense type of question. Now let's see one more question. What is the least 4 digit divided by 3, 4 and 5 and 6 leaves a remainder 2 in each. Clear? What we have to find out? 4 digit number you have to find out. Clear? 4 digit number. Clear? See, all these 4 digit numbers are very near to 1000 and 1100, 1200 is there. For all these numbers, what we have to do here? See, divided by 3 or 4 or 5 and 6, leave a remainder of 2. So whenever we have to get finally remainder is 2 whenever we are dividing 3, 4, 5 and 6. Whenever we are getting these type of questions, the first find out LCM of 3, 4, 5 and 6. So for these things, 3, 4, 5 and 6, find out the LCM, you will get 60 here. After finding all these things, so divided by, so roughly take all these numbers are very near to 1000, just divide with 1000. What remainder we are getting? Just if you simplify on all these things, so finally you will get remainder is 40. But the thing is, what we have to get remainder is 2. Clear? To get 0 remainder, first we will take 0 remainder. To get 0 remainder, for this value, if you add 20 plus, present we are getting 40 remainder. If you take another 20, what happens? 61 times it becomes 0. Remainder is 0. Total 60, remainder is 0. But we required what? 2 remainder we required. Additionally, after adding 20, for 1000 we are adding 20. That means 1020 we reached. Finally, what we have to get? 2 remainder. Just add extra 2 here. Present 1020 we are getting 0 is remainder. Finally, we have to get 2 remainder. Just to take 2. So 1022 is the correct answer. Very simple. Clear? So next question we'll see here. In adult population of a city, 40% men and 30% women are married. And what is the percentage of married adult population if no man marries more than one woman and no woman marries more than one man, and there are no widows and widowers? Clear? In this situation, what we can take? The 40% of men, married men, is equal to 30% of married women. This is, we are talking about women, this is we are talking about men. In this situation, see, generally who are marrying men and women, this percentage is same in this particular situation. See, if you are taking, see, 40% of 30 people, we are getting 12 here. Clear? And similarly, 30% of 40, we are getting 12. Total 24 you will get from this ratio, 24. And total percentage here we are taking the 40% of men and 30% of women. Here 30% of 40 we are taking 12. Similarly, here 30%, 40% of 30 also we will get same value, whatever. Now in this case, total we are getting 24. This 24 you have to find out upon 70 percentage if you take. So if you simplify this, you will get, so 240 divided by 7, it is approximately, so this value will get. So simple here, who are married men and women are equal. So because there is no person is marrying 2 women or 2 men here, so that's why in this situation directly we can take, so 30% of 40 men and 30 women are there. 40% of 30 women, we are taking 12 and 12. So total we are getting 24 men and women. Out of the 24, if you find out this total percentage, 70. From that we are getting 240 by 7. If you simplify this, you will get option C. Let's take another question, guys, here. Now, for what value of n, the sum of digits in the number is 2. Sum of the digits, we have to add digit sum. Just digit sum you have to take. But what is there? 10 to the power of n plus 1 is there. 10 to the power of, for example, if you take 10 to the power of 0 and plus 1, what we are getting? Digit sum 1 plus 1. Digit sum is 2. What we require? Digit sum 2 only. Similarly, substitute any other values, 1 10 power 1. Again what we are getting? Digit sum, again 1 plus 1. Finally here also 2. Even if you take 10 power 3 or 4 or 5 or anything, generally you will get total digit sum is 2 only. For anything you will get total digit sum is only 2. That's why for any whole number only we will get digit sum is 2. Only just they are asking digit sum, directly you can answer this question on this option directly, you can go with a B. Similarly, what is the remainder when this total value is divided by 100? So if you want to take all these things, but we cannot divide, when we cannot multiply and then we cannot divide 100 here. Blindly if you observe all these numbers. Now for example, if you take 62, what we can write here directly? 31 into 2 times and it becomes 62, and 75 if you take same as it is. Just focus only on digit values, always you have to focus whenever these type of basic mathematical question depends only on digit related values. So if you take, just keep 31 as it is. If you observe 2 into 75, it's a 150. So finally this total and multiple product of all these things we are getting, the just only focus on digit value. Clear? It's a 150. In this case, if you divide with any multiple of 3, any multiple of 150, right? Any multiple of 150, 150 into 1, 150 into 2, 150 into 3, like that. If you take 150, 300, 450, if you take like this all the multiples of 150, only observe final end digit numbers here. If you observe 150 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, if you divide with 100, what is the remainder here? In this situation we are getting remainder 50 only. In the next case, what remainder we are getting? See, if you take 150 here, so 2 times if you cancel, 0. Final remainder. Here what remainder you will get? If you take 3 times, here you will get again 50. Either you will get 0 or 50 is the remainder for this particular product. So 0 or 50, if you observe 0 is not there. In the given option, what is available? Directly you can go with 50. Just if you take 50 is the correct answer in this situation. Now, a sum of 2500 is distributed among this x, y, z in the ratio of, they given directly ratio here 1/2, 3/4 and 5/6. And what is the difference between the maximum share and minimum share? See, if you distribute the total amount 2500 to these three people x, y, z, so who are getting minimum, who are getting maximum, minimum and maximum share difference we have to find out. Now in this case, whatever ratio they given here, clear, 3/4 and 5/6. In this case, if you simplify like this, for example, here we will get 1, the ratio becomes, if you simplify this one with 2, you will get 3/2 and 5/3. So in this situation, so what we can do, so take 3, 2, just 6, and if you take here, if you simplify here like this, what we will get? Now, if you observe, so here we will get 6. Here what we will get, guys? So 3, 3, 9 times. What we will get here? So 2, 5, 2, 10 times here. The total, if you add all these things, what we will get? So 10 plus 9 plus 25. The total sum is what? So 25. But what is the total sum we are distributing? 2500. But here according to the ratio we are getting 25 parts. These 25 parts, if you want to reach 2500, so just multiply with 100, we will reach actual amount. Clear? So 2500 amount we are reaching according to these given ratios. Now, so 2500, so we are getting. But to reach this maximum share and minimum share, how to find out here? So 2500 we are getting here. So we here, see, in these three shares, one is 6, 9 and 10, but we required, if you observe the question, so difference between the maximum share and minimum share we have to observe 10 and 6. So general difference is 4. So we are getting difference between 10 and 6 is a 4, maximum to minimum difference is 4. But we are multiplying with the 25 parts into 100 means we are getting the total sum, that is 2500. Here also if you multiply with 100, you will get directly 400. Here directly you can take this share difference. Now let's take another question. In the class, there are three groups A, B and C. If one student from group A and two students from group B are shifted to group C. See, if we are talking about one class, there are three groups, three different groups are there. But what happening here, observe very carefully. If one student from group A and two students from group B are shifted to group C, but we are not getting any new student into the class, or any student is not going out of the class, so that average or total number of weight or whatever we are taking here, it will not change. So based on that, then what happens to the average weight of the students of the class? Very common sense type of question. If you have basic idea about the average, so directly you can make that answer. So it remains same because we are not adding any person or we are not taking out any person from the class. Now directly we can take that answer. Now we'll take one more question here. How many different sums can be formed with denomination 50, 100, 200, 500 and 2000, taking it at least, condition is at least 3 denomination at a time. Total how many denominations are there? 5 denominations are there. What is the condition? at least 3 we have to take. So minimum 3 compulsory we have to take, and then 3 you can take, 4 up to 5 we can take, because maximum 5 is there. In this situation, so taking it at least 3 denomination at a time. So what we have to find out, how many different sums can be formed. How many different sums can be formed if you want to observe here particularly. So directly we can take 5 is a total, 5 C, and 3 times we can take. Directly, if they are not asking, only 3 times here, 5 C 3 plus, and 4 times also if you take the 4 denomination, at least 3 means minimum 3 we have to take, as well as 4 and 5 also we have to take, 5 C4 and plus 5C5 if you take. In these, all these combination, simplify all these values, you will get the correct answer. If you want to simplify, so if you take the formulas for this one, what value we are getting here directly. So here we will get 10. So simplification, you can take directly the 5 factorial divided by, and this one NCR, if you observe the formula, so what we will get, so n factorial divided by C factorial, sorry, R factorial here. That means we will take directly, we will take numbers here directly. Now that is 3 factorial into n minus R, that is 5 minus 3 is a 2, so 2 factorial we will get. Simplify based on this point. So what we will get here, so 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Similarly, up to 3 it will be cancelled. 5 into 2 is a 10. So 10 by 2, 5 into 4 is a 20. 20 by, you will get 10, 20 by 2, you will get 10. The first value becomes 10. Similarly, for this also what we can take directly, if you observe, 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 divided by, and up we will take again 4. Up to 4 it will be cancelled. Clear? Directly we have 5 minus 4, 1. Directly you will get 5. Here you can take 5. See here, if you observe, 5 factorial divided by 5 factorial. So what we are getting here, just if you observe, the 5 factorial, 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Similarly, here also we will get same value. Similarly, next 5 minus 5, it becomes 0. The final value becomes 0. Clear? 10, 5 and 0. Just if you observe the last one, so 5 and this value also same, both will cancel, but here multiplication we are taking, so 0, here we are getting 1, total value becomes 1. 10, 5 and 1 we are getting. So total what combination, how many combinations we are getting here? 16. You can take 16 is the answer. So in this particular formula is only important thing here, that is only we have to apply here. Now let's take another question. How many different 5-letter words with or without meaning can be constructed using all the letters of the word Delhi, so that each word has to start with a D and end with I? That means in the Delhi, D and I should be same place. Just we have to change middle letters E, L, H. That is the 3 letters are there. Directly how many times we can take? So 3 factorial we can take. So how many times we can arrange? So 3 into 2 we can take. 6 is the direct answer for this question, right? Now a bottle contains 20 liters of a liquid A. A bottle contains 20 liters of liquid A. The first what we are doing, 4 liters of a liquid A is taken out. 4 liters of a liquid taken out, and it replaced by the same quantity of a liquid B. So we are filling, right? Replaced by the new liquid, that is a B. Again 4 liters of a mixture is taken out and replaced by same quantity of liquid B. Again we are replacing quantity of B with, again 2 times we are doing same thing. So first what we are doing, so what is the question here, what is the ratio of the liquid A to that of liquid B in the final mixture? So if you observe here particularly, first what we are doing, so bottle contains total 20 liters of a liquid. So first what we are doing, the 4 liters of liquid we are removing out of this particular 20 means, so what we can take here, 4 by 5 times it becomes, remainder is how much what we will get. So 1 by 5 times if you are removing, so 4 by 5 times we will get here. Clear? Now if you take second time also we are doing same thing. The second time we are taking same thing, successive times we are doing means multiplication we will take generally. Clear? 16 by, you will get 10 here, 25. 16 by 25 we are getting here. So generally, so what is the final thing? What is the ratio of liquid A to that of liquid B? Liquid A to liquid B we have to calculate. Here the present liquid A is a 16 parts out of 25 parts. So in these 25 parts, if you subtract 16, the remaining part is 9. According to the options A to B ratio, already we are getting 16. Based on that, we can answer directly C is the correct answer. So 16 and 9 total parts becomes 25. Now, average score of a batsman after his 50th innings was 46.4, and after 60th innings his average score increased by 2.6. After 60th innings his average score increased by 2.6. What was his average score in the last 10 innings? You have to find out. So last 10 innings if you want to find out the first 50 innings, so what value we can take directly is the 50 into 46.4. If you simplify this, you will get value here. Then after 60 innings, that means for the 60th innings, so what we are getting here, so what is the increasing? 2.6 is increasing. 46.4, if you add 2.6, it is a 49. So 60 into 49, you will get the value. So difference of these two if you take, so 50 into 464, if you simplify here, so 0 will cancel. 5 4 times 0. Clear? 0 will be cancelled. 0, and what we are getting? Clear? 5 4 ja 20 here. 5 6 ja 32. 2 here. 3 here. 5 4 ja 20. 23. 2 3 2 0 we are getting according to the first 50 innings. Then 60th innings, what is the difference we are taken? 2.6 is increasing, we are added that 46.4, and the 49 is big. Similarly, if you simplify this one, so what we will get? 6 9 times 4 and 5 scary. So 6 4 times 29 we will get here. 5 is there, so 2940. If you subtract these two numbers, clear? 2320, you will get simple 0 2 and 6 here. 620 we are getting, but we have to find out specifically what was his average score in the last 10 innings. So whatever average we are getting divided by 10 if you take, so 62 we are getting, so directly you can go with option C. So in the regular Vishnu IAS Academy YouTube channel, we will give these kind of basic concepts also regularly. We will discuss each and every point very clearly. Every topic we will explain basic to high level with shortcuts and logics also, without any confusion how to answer these type of questions. If you follow regularly all these classes, you will get full clarity. Let's see one more question. So let's see one more question here. As a result of 25% hike in the price of a rice per kg, a person is able to purchase 6 kgs less rice for 1200. And what was the original price of the rice per kg? Just assume the basically if you take the initial price 100, the after hike we are taking 125. As a result 25% hike in the price, we are taking hike in the price. Then a person is able to purchase, so 6 parts. If you take the parts related to this, the ratio wise, if you take 100, we will get so 4 parts, and here we will get 5 parts. Now out of this, the difference in these two things is we are getting 1 part. But how much he is able to purchase now? See, the person is able to purchase 6 kgs less. So one part is the difference from this particular situation to the new prices. So the difference if you multiply with the 6, so it is equal to. So 1 6 if you are taking 6 times if you are multiplying. Similarly for this also if you are multiplying with the 6, you will get the price here. Here actually 24, here we will get actually 5 into 6, 30. But actually price to quantity, so we are getting inversely proportional. So in this price to quality inversely proportional, here if you are purchasing 30 now, here if you are purchasing 24 kgs, the price if it changes, here it becomes 30 and it becomes 24. Now initial price is 30, or otherwise we can divide so this total amount also, but directly so we can take 30 is the right answer for this particular question, very simple way. So we'll take another question. See here, a person X can complete 20% work in 8 days and another person Y can complete 25% of the same work in 6 days. So both are doing the same work here. If they work together, how many days will 40% of the work can be completed? First we'll talk about individual. The person X is completing 20% of work in 8 days. Similarly, for that if you calculate 100% of work he can complete, so 40 days. This is X work, clear? The person X is doing 20% of work in 8 days, so total work he can complete in 40 days. Similarly for person Y, if you take 25% of work is completing in 6 days. Similarly, you want to complete 100% of work, he can complete in 24 days. See, this is the person X and person Y. So data, so total work they can complete 100% of work. That means total work. If you consider as 100 units, they are completing 40 days and 24 days. So based on this, if you want to calculate efficiencies of the two persons, so if you want to calculate efficiency of the person X, so what we will do, the total 100 units of work, so he is completing 40 days. So what we are getting, clear? So if you simplify here, 0 and 2 times, so 2 5s and 2 times, so 5 by 2 is the efficiency of the person X. Similarly, the person Y efficiency if you calculate here, similarly same work both are doing, so 100 units of work he is completing in 24 days. So total 100 by 24. If we simplify here, 4 6 times and 4 25 times. Now 25 by 6 for second person efficiency. In these cases, both the person's efficiency we know that, but what we have to calculate do, if they work together, the two persons are working together, in how many days will 40% of the work when be completed? The total work is 100%. If you take the 40%, we can consider as a 40 units divided by the two are, both the persons X and Y are working together. So we will take the efficiency of the both the persons here. Now we will take 5 by 2 plus and 25 by 6. So if we take the value, simplify this one, see if you multiply with T here, 3 and 3, now total 40 divided by, here 15 plus 25 we are getting 40 divided by 6. If you simplify this one, so 40 will cancel, the total 6 we will get the adding to this, so we are getting 6. So what is the question? If they work together, in how many days will 40% of the work can be completed? So individually we are taken, so for 100% of work, so whenever we are calculating, they are together, they are working 40% of work they can complete in 6 days. We are calculating for 40% of work. So yes, answer is 6. So like this we will discuss all different type of questions related to CSAT paper 2. So remaining questions also we will discuss. I hope everyone is following all the logics very clearly, very simple manner. We are discussing each and every question. In the coming days also from Vishnu IAS Academy YouTube channel, we are going to discuss and we will discuss every concept very clearly in a simple and easy manner. That's very important. Just if you want to score very good marks in UPSC CSC preliminary exam CSAT paper 2, that is very important. So you have to spend more time on paper 1, but if you follow just my classes, definitely we can complete CSAT paper 2 in very less time, because so in Vishnu IAS Academy YouTube channel, our regular classes, we will give the best logics. Your work will be completed in very easy manner. That's why without missing, daily follow my classes in Vishnu IAS YouTube channel. If you are watching the first time this particular YouTube channel, please like and share to your friends, as well as subscribe to this channel. Without missing any updates, you will get the classes information and follow the classes regularly. Thank you friends. Thank you all.